Good morning, everybody. This is Sips and Stories. I have Tim with me. Tim, if you can introduce yourself, that would be great.
Tim Murphy. Do you need more introduction than that?
Sure. Where'd you come from?
My mother.
What do you do for a living?
Okay. I am fully retired, but right now I'm helping high-functioning alcoholics return to sobriety.
That's great.
That is what I'm doing. That's what we're doing here. And we'll talk about this book here a little bit as we go along, I'm sure.
Yeah. And are you originally from Colorado?
No, I'm like I said, I'm originally from my mother. But no, I was born and raised in Kentucky and joined the Air Force many, many years ago. And then spent time there, went all around the world. I was stationed here at one time, and then did some more duty stations, but I liked it here. And one of the reasons I liked it here was because of the motorcycle riding, and that's why I moved back out here.
Okay. So you do that for fun then?
Yes,
Yeah.
Right.
Cool. So Kentucky, I guess I thought it was Texas. I'm not real sure why.
Because that's the number one guess. Because I get asked almost on a daily basis of where I'm from, and Texas is the number one answer. And so we turn it into a game, and people name off all kinds of states, and Alaska even gets named sometimes.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
So.
Well, I wanted to be sure that I do thank Humble Coffee this morning and the studio audience. Thank you very much for coming to see the show this morning. One of the things that I wanted to talk about was kind of like your personal journey. What was it like when you were growing up?
It's odd you ask that because I don't have a lot of memories of growing up. It was a turbulent childhood. My dad lived in the house. He was a very mean drunk, verbally and physically abusive. My grandmother raised me and my brother, so we had a saint in the house and we had a devil in the house, and the devil was nomadic, and he would come and go, and when he was there in the house, it was very bad. And one instance, more than one, he would shoot guns in the house, threaten to kill us, and I played connect the dots with the holes in the wall. That's how I learned to play connect the dots.
Wow.
And it was just that was pretty much typical of my childhood.
Kind of makes it hard to have a little family life then, too, because you don't know when the tornado's going to come through, huh?
Right. Both my older brothers quit school, left home, left me there. And
okay. So you have two brothers, or how many siblings do you have?
Two older brothers.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you're the youngest, so you took the last of the heat from...
Right. It did go. It started out with my older brother. That's why he moved out. Then it moved to my brother next to me. He moved out. And then it went to me. I didn't move out because my grandmother was an invalid, so I had to be there to put her in bed, get her out of bed, bathe her, do things like that. So, it's amazing I didn't go into the nursing profession. But no, I wouldn't have made it.
So you did do military then?
Empty wasn't my favorite thing to do.
Right. I'm sure it wasn't. No. That would not be mine either.
No.
And I think that even when my dad was sick, that's what they told me. You'd be such a great nurse. And I'm like, but it's my dad. It's a little different when, you're taking care of other people's things.
Yeah, I don't think they would take kindly to getting the fire hose and just shh. Okay.
Yeah, right.
Clean them up that way.
And I don't know if anybody knows that Tim is actually a comedian as well, so just be prepared.
Yeah, not a good one, though.
Oh, okay.
I wouldn't be here if I was a good comedian.
Oh, okay, okay. Well, you're just starting out.
Right. Let's go with that.
Yeah. So what were your holidays like then when you were growing up? So your dad was an alcoholic. And what did you say he did? I'm sorry, you probably said that.
By profession, he was a plumber, and a very good one. I think he was typical of a lot of alcoholics that have skills and are the best at what they do, but they get in with the alcohol, drugs, and it ruins their life and it takes over. But he would get put in jail And while he was in jail, the jailers would take him to their house to redo bathrooms, whatever.
Oh my gosh, really?
Oh, yes, yes.
That's a different day and age, right?
Right. Just to tell you how different day and age it was, the county I grew up in was dry, so that means there was no alcohol sold there at the time. So there was bootleggers. And so we went over to a bootlegger's house one time, and his police officer uniform was hanging there in the corner. So basically what he would do and what they'd do is stop people at the county line or the state line, confiscate, and then, sell it back to you.
Okay. Wow. I guess that's what happens, right? In those,
Right.
Yeah. Wow. Okay. So I did ask about holidays, and I kind of veered off of that. But
Right.
what were the holidays like for you? Were they joyful or?
When my dad wasn't around, yes, they were normal and stuff. But when he was there, we didn't get a lot of gifts because they would come in, and even as a child, gifts came in the forms of clothes and underwear and stuff like that. Anything else that was of any value, when he would start coming down off of a drunk and run out of his pension check, he would steal our stuff and go pawn it or whatever. My brother had a rare coin collection that he had gathered up when he was a paper boy, and my dad took all those rare coins and went and bought liquor with them, and so that would be the things that he would do.
Yeah. So you ended up going into the military then. Was that your escape?
Yes,
Or-
it was.
Okay.
Yes, again, a small town. Once people would find out what my last name was and who my dad was, I wasn't going to get a job, and so it was the typical poor man's employer. And so went to the military, and that's the first time I was ever judged on my own merits. It wasn't because of my last name or who my dad was.
Yeah.
And
So that's the
that was
first
very
step.
different.
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah. Wow. Well, so what did you do in the military then? What was?
That's what is called nowadays security forces. It's military police, basically.
Oh.
I always wanted to be a police officer. And when
So you could help with the bootlegging?
yes, that was a way of making money. I seen that as a good revenue.
I'm sure.
Yes.
No, sorry.
Who's the comedian now?
Sorry. Go on.
No, that's fine.
She's a little better than you.
Okay, I'm out. I'm out. Yeah, see, I had applied for the Kentucky State Police, and they told me, well, you're not going to get hired. We will be taking females and minorities. And so I went ahead and joined the military, and while I was in my tech school, I got a letter from the Kentucky State Police saying I was accepted to the academy.
Oh, man.
And so I made the decision to just let that go, stay, and it was the better decision.
So were you military police for your whole
The
career?
entire
then?
time, yes.
Wow. So you probably actually have seen a lot, just with the enlisted and
Right. There's a.
what I just found out recently that my dad was military police. I had no idea.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah.
You're not the
and
favorite child, then.
well, he's been. Today is actually his birthday, but he's been gone since '95. So
Okay.
it's little bits and pieces of conversation that I get with my mom every week, and that was I don't know how that even came up, but yeah. So
Okay.
I guess he had a lot of nice little stories to share.
Oh, I bet. Hmm.
Of course, my sister's in the audience, and she knows one of the stories. Oh my. Okay, so what happened as far as how did you end up writing this book and into your sobriety?
Okay.
Blah, blah. Say that really fast.
Right. We'll go back in time a little
Yeah.
bit, because by the time I graduated high school, I was a alcoholic already. Low
So
self-esteem.
you started drinking early then?
Yes, my dad made home brew and in the basement, and then even as kids, when you're sent to the refrigerator to get them a drink, you sneak one, and then even then they, when you give it to them, oh, you want a drink, and you take another one. So yeah, by the time I graduated high school, I was an alcoholic, low self-esteem, suicidal, and then the military changed me around. But again, I was already by then. I was an alcoholic. I didn't join until I was 25.
Oh, wow.
I
Okay.
stayed there to help my grandmother and try to make a go of it, and just couldn't. So,
What did you do up until 25 then?
mowed yard, construction work, just whatever I could get. Baled hay, worked in tobacco.
So did you get into the plumbing industry at all with your dad, or?
No, he only did it while he's in jail.
Okay.
So I didn't.
So he knew what he needed to do to survive when he was in jail.
Right, exactly,
Okay.
exactly.
Wow.
So-
Okay, so you just did trade work then.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And-
unskilled labor.
And then when you got out of the military, did you kind of fall back into trade work yourself or odd jobs or?
No, I retired out of Langley, Virginia, and then I moved out here because, like I said earlier, the motorcycle riding was so good
Yeah.
here. And then I got a job at NORAD Northcom, tracking Santa.
Really?
Yes, yeah.
I don't know if everybody knows about tracking Santa, but that's been going on for how many years now?
Google it.
I mean, it's been over 50 years.
It's been
right?
a long time.
Yeah, it's
yeah.
really cool.
Right.
Yeah.
So, no, I actually worked in the security office there, and so that was
Always
a good,
at NORAD?
Yeah.
NORAD. NORAD?
What's in here?
It's the audience. They're
I got a book you need to read.
yes. Anyway, always at NORAD.
Yes.
Yeah.
mhm.
Okay.
They're on Peterson Air Force Base,
Oh, okay.
or Space Force Station now.
Yeah. Well, I want to also thank you for your service. I know I didn't do that right in the beginning, but I know that line of work is not always easy. Was it hard for you to get out? Like once you transitioned into the secular world instead of military, or are you still military like mindset?
Yeah, you will always get that because as long as I was in 30 years, you get institutionalized. It is like being in prison. You did the same things and stuff, and yeah, you're institutionalized. And then because I had a sales job, I didn't get along at that because of my military background and stuff. And so I ended up, like I said, there at NORAD Northcom, and I was in with like-minded people, so I fit in better there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So how often do you ride?
As much as I can. The older I get, I've turned into a fair weather rider. So I got look at the weather forecast, and then that tells me how far I can go.
Is it older or wiser? Because
Nobody's
You know,
ever
when you-
accused me of being wiser, so
Okay.
we'll just stick with older.
all right. So your sobriety. What was it that transpired that actually got you there?
Okay. I had, like I said, I was working there at NORAD Northcom, drinking all the time, going to work drunk, hungover and stuff. My son got in trouble, and so during that time, my vehicles were confiscated because they thought they were used during a crime, and so the only transportation I had left was my motorcycle. I was riding that, and then winter time came on, and a friend of mine loaned me a vehicle that he had, and so I didn't learn my lesson, so I was still drinking and driving with a borrowed vehicle. One night I passed out like I've always done, blacked out, and
While you were driving?
yes, and on my way home, and I hit a divided highway sign. It right in the middle. If you'd looked at the car and seen the car, you'd thought, oh, you did that on purpose. And the sign came down on the roof of the car, crashed it in on my head. The windshield was busted out. I was only a mile from home, and you could follow the oil trail from where I had the wreck to my house.
Wait, you were still able to drive it?
Well, there's like that, an object in motion stays in motion.
Yeah.
That's what it was. Because the next morning I couldn't even get in the car and I couldn't turn it on. It wouldn't start the next morning. But yes, I went on home and.
So you had an angel
I was driving
helping
like
you
this,
through that?
with
Oh
that
my
down on
gosh.
my head. Yes.
Wow.
Right. That is a good way to put that. I had an angel I'd had other alcohol-related incidences, and each one was ramping up. And so at that time, when that one happened, it was like, I can either go to jail or I can be dead. That's only options I got. So again, that fork in the road, I kind of equate it to the Robert Frost poem, the divided, path there, which way to go. And I took the one in my mind that was less traveled, and started seeking sobriety, which led me to AA. And that didn't work for me. I didn't like AA, and that's what led to this book right here. One of the things I'll tell you that about AA, the affirmations. I'm a big believer in affirmations, and I am is an affirmation. And in some meetings, not all, but you get up and you introduce yourself as I am Tim, and I'm an alcoholic. So you're telling yourself that's who you are, and that's what you're going to be. And so that's one of the things that didn't set right with me. So I quit going to that. I have a little shed that I set out and just do little projects and, turn good wood into splinters. And there was nothing funny about that.
Well, maybe everybody can relate.
Cut that out. Edit that. So I sat out there, and one night I was sitting there, and I'd always been, who's against me? Look what's happened to me. I was that type of person. And so I had to sit there and think, and there's another part to that story about some bad marriages. Maybe we'll get into that. But anyway.
Only if you want to.
I had to sit there and think about, well, look, I've got my own house. My vehicle's paid for. And that's different than the life I'd had before, and especially during the marriages. And so I had to, well, look, I got something to be grateful for. And I was grateful, and then I started thinking also about the people that I thought had wronged me. And then I made the connection that, really, all that stuff was due to alcohol, and that was my fault. And then once I admitted that and started taking responsibility for my life, and those are the two biggest things that changed my life, was gratitude and forgiveness. And when I did that right there, it was you read about it and hear about it, but you don't believe it. But it was like a weight was lifted off my shoulders, and my life changed from that point on.
Wow. Well, and I think that a lot of us still go through that, with the, oh, woe is me, and, I'm trying to find the positive. And that's really what Coffee with Sandy has always been about, is trying to continue with that positive.
Oh, okay. The positive part, not where the woe is me. Okay.
Yeah, no,
right.
just, the positive. Yeah, keeping everything positive and showing people that we can get out of our own way and stay out of that negative piece.
Right, right.
So you've got to that point then. So what did you do from there? That's kind of neat. I mean, was that a instant process, or was it something that every time you were out in the shed, you were just kind of wallowing in your own stuff, and then?
Well, I was wallowing in my own stuff no matter where I went all the time. But then, after that night of coming to those revelations, and that changed my life, and then that's when I started writing down what I was doing to stay sober, and then that's when I came up with this.
Wow.
The 7 pillars of sobriety.
Yeah. Do you mind talking about the pillars, the different pillars? I mean, we don't have to go into detail, but your book's out there on
Amazon.
On Amazon, but we also do have some, some copies here in the audience too for people. But what are some of the pillars that you discovered?
Well, we already know that gratitude and forgiveness is in there. And those are, I think, universal no matter what you're doing. If you got anger issues or whatever, those are things that are going to help with that. And then affirmations, you already know I talked about affirmations. I'm a very big believer in that. And commitment, just like what I'd said, I took 100% responsibility for my life, and that's when I did the commitment to sobriety, just like an Olympic athlete is trying to go for the gold. That kind of commitment. Yeah. And once you got that kind of commitment, and it goes from there. One of the other pillars is build your own team of people that you surround yourself with. And that's what I did. Because sponsors, sometimes when you assign one or you say, hey, this guy will be a good sponsor, it's happened too many times that that sponsor has said, well, hey, you're having this problem, but Jimmy over here, he's the same as you. He's not having that problem. So they're not getting to know you.
Yeah.
So, people that love you and want the best for you, no matter if they're drinking or not, those are the people. They won't tell you one beer's not going to hurt you.
Yeah.
Then that's who my support network was. They still drink and everything, and they have no desire to quit. But once I made that commitment and I confessed out loud, not anonymously, I said out loud, I'm going to get sober. They said, good. And, when there's a round bought, it's like, yeah, not for him.
Yeah.
And so they were my support network, and that's what you got to do, find the people that love you. And that will want the best for you.
Yeah. Now, do you find it hard? I don't know how long you've been sober. How long you have chosen non-alcoholic drinks? I mean,
I got
I don't know,
sober in
how do you say that?
2014.
Yeah, 2014.
You did a good job.
Yeah.
That was just fine.
Yeah.
Yes, I got sober in 2014, and our society, no matter what we're doing, there's alcohol involved in it, and barbecues, graduations, everything. And
always something to celebrate.
Right, always something to celebrate, and alcohol is part of those celebrations. And so I still wanted to hang out with my friends, and that being told that, oh, you got to get a whole new group of friends. That is not true either. Again, the ones that love you the most will still be there through thick and thin. And so they went to the bar. I wanted to socialize with them, so I kept going. And I actually think that helped me to be in those environments, because since then I've met people that know I can't go there. And so they're kind of living their life on house arrest.
Yeah.
And you should not be living your life in avoidance and staying away from places. You should be able to go out, live your life. And if you still can't go to places where alcohol's being served or an event, you still have work to do.
So since you stopped, has it been a process, or because you decided to just cut it off, has it just been simple for you? I mean, what do you do because I know that from what I hear, those that are that don't use anymore, use drugs, they still want it every day. So
right, it's
because alcohol is kind of a drug, right? I don't know.
Yes, it is.
It's a stimulant. So
yeah. And what you do, a lot of us will replace one addiction for another addiction.
Yeah.
And sometimes they're good and sometimes they're bad, but as long as it's not affecting your life adversely, and you can get something out of it. And that's when I turned to comedy and magic.
Okay.
And did that.
Yeah. Yeah, and that's what I want to talk about as well.
Oh, is that right?
Is that okay?
Sure.
Yeah. So, comedy. Do you do stand up? Yes, no?
Yes.
Or do you just try it? I mean,
well,
I don't know.
according to your live audience, you're better at it than I am, so I'm going to get some tips from you.
Okay.
Yeah. No,
I'm really a smart aleck. I'm sorry. It's my upbringing.
That's all part of it.
I was brought up with, with 8, there are 6, 7 siblings. How many? Too many. Anyway.
Okay.
So, how did you get into being a stand-up?
I had done it when I was in the military and drinking a lot. And so I would go to comedy clubs, and my act was nothing but profanity. And I thought I was funny, but I wasn't. I was just gross and vulgar. And so then when I got out of the military and got straightened out and sobered up, I did actually go and take a comedy class.
Oh, they have classes for that?
Yes, and our graduation was at the Civic Center here in town. And a lot of people came, and we did it. And everybody. And so then I got into doing, and I'd go to Comedy Works in Denver, Looney's here in town, and local bars. And then COVID hit, and dropped out of it. I did some Zoom comedy events and stuff. And
how hard was that?
It was kind of hard because it's hard to gauge. You do hear laughter and stuff, but it's you don't see
people are muted
anybody.
and they do this because they're clapping, yay!
Right.
Okay.
So then after COVID, I didn't get back into it that much. I still go and do it, but not as much as I did because I've aged since then, and stand up and the events, open mics are not till later at night, and I plan to go, and then the next thing I know, I wake up and it's like, oh, I should have been gone. You know, sign up's already over with.
Yeah. Oh, you have to sign up when you go.
Yes.
You have to show up probably early enough just to get on the list.
There to get on the list.
So the movies are accurate, you know, accurately portrayed. That.
Do you think movies would lie to us and everything not be accurate in a movie?
Nope, I think they're all accurate.
Exactly. The latest Tom Cruise movie there. Man, that's the most accurate movie I've seen.
So you do have to sign up.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
And how do they actually, I guess I don't know because I've never been. Do they actually like look at the names and determine if it's going to work for the crowd before they actually let you get on stage?
It's just whoever signs up, that's the spot you go in.
Okay. So there's only a certain amount of spots then that are open, and then...
Right. Some people try to if 30 sign up, they let 30 go on.
Oh, wow.
And then others will be a little bit more professional and just let so many sign up because they want everybody to get their 5 minutes or whatever it is. But the more that signs up, the less time you got. So if there's, I have been to where there's been 30 sign up, and I'll go and mark my name off because that, you know.
I'm getting tired.
Yeah. Well, you only get about 2 minutes. Is all you'll get.
So do you have any stories of like the worst crowd ever?
I've went to Comedy Works in Denver and killed, and came back down here, did the same act at Oscar Blues, and it was like talking to Mount Rushmore.
Really?
Yeah. Nobody laughed, didn't get a reaction or nothing. So it's it is, and then
yet you still got on stage for the next time.
Right,
that didn't give you that did not knock you off.
That's all part of it.
Yeah.
Yes.
Huh. So do you think it's a good character builder?
I think it's a good if you want to do any public speaking or get in front of crowds, do anything. Yes, I would pretty much suggest anybody do it and try it out.
Very cool.
So, even real quick, the class that I went through, not everybody, once we went, they did not want to get on stage. They would not go and do
they just wanted to have more confidence in thinking on their feet or whatever.
Right.
Yeah. Oh, that makes sense. So what made you want to be a comic, though? I mean, you said that's what gets your brain back on track. So.
Kind of like being a smart aleck,
I wouldn't have no idea what that is.
I know. No, it's just I've always liked, as one of the things, even when I was a kid, I always liked making people laugh. And so it was just one way to bring two things together. Something I like doing and making people laugh.
So back to when you were younger then, when you were a kid. Were you the biggest troublemaker in the neighborhood or the instigator?
No, it's funny, even taking the Brigg-Myers test and things like that, I always come out as a severe introvert. And so I am an introvert. Like things like this wear me out. But no, I wasn't the biggest troublemaker. I was actually a quiet kid.
Yeah.
It just, when the opportunity arose, I did take advantage of it. But no, I was a very quiet, shy child.
Yeah.
Drunk.
Me too.
But shy.
I wasn't drunk, but I was a very shy child too. Yeah, and I actually am pretty shy. If I walk into a room with people that I don't know, it's very, very hard for me. So I have to have a wingman. Come with me. So, okay, you were not the instigator. What did you play sports in school or anything like that?
No, I hated school, but my extracurricular activity was taking care of my grandmother. So I had to be home a lot for that right there.
Wow. So you have
You
that
know, and
caretaking
Even
heart.
right, even one incident when my brothers were still at home. My dad was a heavy smoker, also kept the mattress on fire, and my grandmother was in a wheelchair, so she couldn't get in and out. And so when he had other times it set the house on fire also, but we had to take
can't
his
imagine.
mattress, 3 little kids in our tidy whities, and run out the back door, and we got the water hose and sprayed it off, thought we'd put it out, and then got up the next morning, and the only thing that's left is springs, so it
Wow.
smoldered throughout the night. So that was a learning experience.
That's really scary.
Yes,
Wow. So how did you get from this lifestyle that you grew up with and now being, I know that you're sober, but how do you get through those moments of, do you look at your past and think, I've learned so much that now I want to teach?
Right. I see how good my life is now
Yeah.
compared to the way it was. And if I wanted that life, I know there's other people out there that want it too. So yes, that's what I'm here to do. And I do feel that is my calling from the Lord,
Yeah.
to do this and help other people.
So, and do you have a group of people that you then, do you do like AA meetings or similar, something like that with?
Didn't I say earlier I don't like AA?
I know, but I mean with,
Thanks
with
for
your
paying
program.
attention to me. That's a good host.
Yes, I am.
Okay. So
Okay, my apologies. So I'm not referencing AA anymore.
right. So no, I don't hold meetings like that, but I will talk to people. But most of my work is online, because
okay.
again, there's people all over the country that want to have this type of help. So I do it through Zoom.
Oh, so how do people find you then? Because I know that you and I met in a networking group in town.
Right.
So I just assume that that's how people are finding you is...
Well, that is one way. The book has my contact information in it. I have a website out there, the 7 Secret Pillars of Sobriety. People can go to that and contact me. And I do a lot of posting online, LinkedIn and Facebook. So Tim Murphy on LinkedIn and Facebook, and get a hold of me that way.
So how long have you been, when did your book come out? How long
This
is that?
about in October will be about a year.
Oh, okay.
Yes, it's brand
Wow.
new.
Okay.
Smell that new smell book? Smell?
I love new
Yeah.
books, so
Yeah.
it's like, I like to take them and just go. And then when I read it, it's like I try not to open it up too far that you can. Okay.
Feel free.
This one's used.
And there's where the "you can't satisfy them" comment comes in.
Anyway, back to
Back to the regularly scheduled program.
Insert joke here, right?
Yeah.
so. What was my question again? Now she's. No, so it's been since October that the book came out, but you've probably have been meeting with people prior to that, or has
Yes,
it just been?
yes.
So how did you start that? I mean, was it, I'm assuming it was, I hate to say this, but I'm going to say it, and we can edit it out if you really like,
No,
but one
that's
drunk
fine.
at a time, right?
No, yeah.
But was it a handful of friends that saw your sobriety and they wanted to follow suit, or, I mean, how did it start? How did it start for you that you're now able to do this professionally and help others?
Even before I wrote this and stuff, when I was doing stand-up, it's in bars and a lot of people are drinking in there. So some of the comedians that I was interacting with were having issues. So I'd sit and talk with them and meet in a coffee shop throughout the time and sit down and talk to them. And one of my friends, he was military. Now he's in Florida. I still get with him over Facebook and talk with him. So, yeah, that's the way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Networking, basically.
Yeah. And just being open, I guess. I think that's the biggest thing, is to open up yourself, that people are comfortable coming to you. with, I have a problem and I don't know how to fix it.
Right, and that is very difficult for people to do. But again, that's one of the other things I don't agree with is, while I was out getting drunk and doing all the bad things, there was nothing anonymous about it, especially when I'd wake up the next morning hungover and, oh, look what I said during a text and what I did, and, what happened, and having to get with my friends to get things clarified. There was nothing anonymous about it, so there's nothing anonymous about getting sober either.
Yeah.
You got to go tell all them people, I want to be sober. I went and told, where we go to our favorite little watering hole and told the bartenders there, don't ever serve me another drop of alcohol. They were very happy not to do that because I was not a fun drunk.
I was going to say you were offensive, huh?
Yes, very.
Wow. Yeah. Okay. Huh.
But my, growing up, my role model was, a 50-year-old drunk man.
Yeah, with a gun.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And, I didn't grow up like him totally because I never once shot a gun in the house. Yeah.
You do shoot guns, though. You were in the military, so, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. So what else do you do for fun then?
Just the normal stuff. I like to hike, fish, just get outdoors. This is, we're in Colorado. You got to be outdoors.
Yeah.
And there's, there's something about personally being out and not being indoors with the sun we have and everything. So just outdoor activities.
Yeah. And do you travel a lot, or do you just kind of hang out here? I know that. If your motorcycle, goes miles.
Well, that, and then the group of friends that I hang around with, there's 4 of us, and we've gone to Belize. We took a cruise. Next month, we're getting ready to go to Reno. So, yes, to do get out and travel.
Yeah,
go around and see things, yes.
Yeah. So your life didn't stop because your habits changed.
Right.
Yeah, and I think that's what I think, me personally, I think that a lot of people, they're so afraid of change. That, it's like, but people won't like me. People won't hang out with me. I
can't be social. I can't interact. I'm funnier when I'm drinking.
Yeah.
And, it's not true.
Now you're just more funny and you're appropriate.
Right.
Exactly.
Instead of offensive and rude.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. And do you teach others how to be a stand-up?
No.
Or you just send them down the road and say, here, sign up.
Yeah.
Okay, but I'm sorry, I forgot what you said. The other part of that was you're a stand-up comedian, and what else do you do? You said there was something else.
Magic.
Magic. Yes, thank you.
See that? I threw that out there.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's part of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So.
And it's nothing big, I don't pull rabbits out of hats and all that stuff. It's very minor, very easy tricks to learn. I have gone to, I'm trying to stay away from calling it old folks' homes, but that's the only thing I can come up with right now. So I've volunteered at those places.
Yeah, I have networking people that I can line you up with that they like to have entertainment. It's not necessarily old folks' homes. 55 plus, and I'm over that, right?
Sure, yeah. And what it is, I have a hard time getting into those because music and dancing is what they traditionally do.
Just to keep people moving.
Right, exactly. And so but once I got into it, the places that I've got into, they really enjoyed it. And then I was going back until COVID happened. And then once COVID happened, I have not gone or tried anything with but that would probably be a little bit more my style because, they got to have their events and done before Jeopardy comes on, so.
Is that what we look at?
Yeah, that's more
that's
my
the threshold.
Style. That's the threshold right there.
Yeah. Oh, very cool. So is there any questions from the studio audience? Before I do that, though, what I'd like to do is, again, thank Humble Coffee for providing us the space to host Sips and Stories. And if you want to ask a question, we have a spot up here for you that
Right.
You're okay, right?
Yeah, I'm good. Yeah, if you want your question answered, write it down on a $100 bill and pass it forward.
So, Tim, you mentioned that you believe in affirmations. So, what affirmations do you use now that obviously are opposite of what AA was teaching to help you stay positive, to keep you on the path for sobriety?
I'll give you a little bit of a bonus answer with that also, is I bookend my day with gratitude and I end my day with gratitude. So throughout the day, I've got away from saying, things like, I'm stupid, I'm not good at math, I'm not whatever comes after I am. And I fill in with the present and what's going on right now. Like I'm a good person. I am a nice, sober person. Things like that.
Do you find it hard to find those, like when you've had a bad day? Do you
No.
find it really?
For the gratitude?
Yeah.
No, there's so much stuff to be grateful for, and it doesn't have to be grandiose things. The smell of a cup of coffee, the sunrise, meeting with a good friend, having breakfast with a group of people. There's so much stuff to be grateful for, and that sets your mind on your day to be in a positive mindset and carry out the day. And then when you go to bed at night, be grateful for things that happened during the day. And that helps you actually for set up for the next morning's success.
Do you have, do you set goals or anything like that then too at the end of the day for the next day? Or because if you're doing the affirmations, I mean, I know people that do that, they do the affirmations and then they write down, their, what they're grateful for. And then the next morning they'll set up all these, the things that they want to get accomplished for the day.
Right. And I don't really call it that much goal setting with me, but journaling. And I don't have a fancy journaling book that has prompts and things like that. I just got a spiral notebook, and I write things down in there that I'd like to accomplish, and just use the SMART formula and go through. And I have went back to a book that I'd had years ago, and it had in there that I wanted to live in Colorado and live in the Black Forest. And I did that while I was still on active duty before I even got to my last duty station. And I was going through that the other day, and I don't live in the Black Forest, but I'm back out here in Colorado.
Yeah, you don't live in Black Forest yet.
Well, there you have it. Exactly, yeah.
I've been told, I don't know how many times in the last 5 years, just continue to say yet. If it's something that's a goal, not yet. But so is the journaling something that actually helped you to write your book?
Yes, that is one of the pillars also, is journaling, and that is a physical, you can think about a lot of things, and like we've already discovered sitting here today, it's in your mind and it's out.
Yeah.
But if you sit down and you write it out, that's a physical product that you put out, and that's exercise for your mind also to write that down. And if it does flee and go out of your mind, you can go back and right there it is.
It is kind of crazy to look at. I know because I've journaled on and off for I don't know how many years, but to look back at, I want to just see what I said the same date 5 years ago.
Right.
And it's amazing to read going, oh, I have changed so much since then and grown, and I don't think that you realize how much you have grown unless you do something like that. So you can kind of track it. It's not like, you can just even do one-liners,
Right. It doesn't have to be
Yeah.
anything great. And, and again, that does let you see that you are a forward-moving person with a growth mindset, and that you want to be better this time next year than what you are now. And you don't want to be one of those people that I'm doing the same thing, I'm just here, I'm existing.
Yeah. But I think too that journaling helps you to actually see how you have changed,
Right.
even if you can't see it yourself.
Right. And and if you do go back and you're not seeing that change, that's a good way to look and say, well, I do need to make a course correction.
Yeah.
I'm seeing the same thing going on here.
Well, great. Any other questions from people?
So you mentioned that you were in the Air Force. Do you have any funny stories of, that you want to share with us about being in the Air Force, especially because you are a comedian?
Not really, but I will tell you one that to me is funny, but I've told this story several times and nobody's found it funny, so once again, we'll try it out. When I was in basic training, two guys were talking, and they were talking in Spanish. One was actually from Cuba, and the other one was from South America, and they were able to talk and everything. There's a third guy, I was in the group too, but there's a third guy standing there, and they finally stopped and then asked in English, why aren't you, corresponding with us? We've been asking you questions. And he goes, I'm an Eskimo. That's the biggest laugh I've got out of that one.
That's awesome.
It's the delivery, Tim.
Yeah.
It's the delivery.
Right.
Oh my gosh. Ellen?
I'm an Eskimo.
Oh my gosh.
That was a true story.
Good job, Helen. Hi. I have a two-part question. What prompted you to write a book, and how difficult was that?
I think I've always wanted to write a book. How difficult? It was pretty difficult. I did have, as you can tell, I got that Southern Public School education, so writing and talking doesn't come easy to me. English is a second language. I speak Appalachian, and so I write Appalachian, and so it was a difficult process for me, and a lot of revisions and going back and save often. You've heard that before, which I was doing, but I had it on an external hard drive, and that hard drive got compromised and lost.
Oh,
I took it to a
no.
computer shop, and so I had to start over, and I think that was actually a good thing because I think it became a better product.
And sometimes those things happens, right?
Right, to
that
sit down and redo it. And,
but you already had your concepts.
Right.
So
yes. The table of contents were there.
Yeah. Did you hire an editor then?
Oh,
help
I
you do
had
it?
to. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes,
Okay.
had to.
Well, very good. And I know that there's a lot of people that in the groups that we're involved in town, in the whole community. There's so many people that have written different books that they self-publish. I don't know if
Right.
you did that or if you had.
Well, basically, but the editor did help with that
Yeah,
too.
that's
Yes.
great. Yeah, it's good to have good people helping you out with things like that. And I think that's the other thing too, is that we have to remember that we don't have to be perfect. Okay, I'm saying that out loud for myself too.
Right. Mm-hmm.
You don't have to be perfect to do something. Just do it. And I think that's great that you actually took a tool that has helped you and has helped others, and that will help others to
Right.
find a different way if the first way doesn't work for them.
Right.
Yeah.
There's no cookie cutter approach.
Yeah.
And a program that was developed in the 1930s with the core subject was middle-aged white men, which today it's everybody in society, but change very little. We need a refresh of our system
Yeah.
to
Yeah.
get people to recovery.
Right. Okay, well, you did mention too how people can reach you, but I would love it if you want to share again how people can contact you.
Right. I got the website, 7 Secret Pillars of Sobriety is the website. Tim Murphy. You can find me on Facebook, and you can find me on LinkedIn. And I do have a little bit of presence on Instagram, but not much.
Now, the website, is it the number 7 or is it the word 7?
The number.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, great.
That's a good question.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. And do you want to provide a phone number for people, or would you prefer they just reach out
Just reach out through those
Okay.
venues there.
And we'll put that on the website as well.
I appreciate it.
Yeah. Anything else that you want to share, Tim, that
Well,
we didn't talk about?
right, just real quick, we've talked about the affirmations and the gratitude and forgiveness and things like that. But along with the journaling and affirmations and stuff, one of the little things, I'm a true believer in is change your words, change your life.
Yeah. And that's hard to do sometimes,
Right.
especially when you're feeling so. Yeah. Yeah. Very good.
All right.
What's the start of something like that then? How? Let's just say that I have hit rock bottom and I don't know how to take myself out of that, the hole I dug myself into.
Right.
I mean, the fear of having, reaching out to you or somebody else, I mean, anybody else can help. If you have good friends, your friends should be able to direct you. But how personally can somebody dig themselves out of a hole so they can see the light?
Well, I think that is looking at changing the mindset, and instead of looking at what hole am I in, what do I have to be grateful for? What is good in my life? What are those building blocks I can start with there and move on to? And again, talk to the people that love you the most.
Yeah,
And
just
those are
keep
going to be
doing
the
it.
one, and keep doing that.
Yeah.
And those are going to be the people that's going to help you.
Yeah.
But find small building blocks. It's nothing grandiose. And then, as we mentioned way earlier, is 100% commitment to change.
Yeah, yeah. And I think that's probably a big thing.
Yes. Mhm.
I think that I'm going to mention it just one more time. I think AA too. That's why, they have that first step. Is that you admit it.
AA has helped thousands of people.
Yeah.
So if you're in it and it's working for you, do not change, stay in it.
Yeah,
But if you've tried it and it's not working, reach out to me.
yeah. Very good. Well, again, thanks to Humble Coffee. Thank you for studio audience. We will see you on the next story.